Hey guys, welcome to the latest edition of Real Estate Uncensored. This is episode 7. We're going to go deep into how to run a high-tech open house with video and social media. As always, I am joined by the master, the junior grandmaster himself, Greg McDaniel. Greg, how's it going?
What's up, man? Hey, the junior grandmaster, for everyone who doesn't get that joke, Matt and I were just going back and forth about something my father did to keep a $3 million deal together. And he pulled like the grandmaster ninja moves out. And that's something we're going to, give to you guys on a future episode when we interview him. So junior grandmaster.
You're getting there. Eventually the student will become the teacher, right?
Eventually. We'll see.
All right. So we just want to thank everybody for joining us. We've got a lot of good feedback over the past couple of weeks. It's been really encouraging to hear that people are getting something out of it. Before we get into the kind of the meat of our topic here as far as open houses, I wanted to cover real quick. Greg, you have anything that you want to go over as far as getting price reductions out of sellers? Because I know that's a question we got a couple of weeks ago. This is the first chance we've really had to address it. And so I wanted to give you a chance. If you've got a quick script or a quick tip you want to throw out for that subject before we get into open houses.
Yeah, let's cover that, because that's been something I've been asked a lot too. So the easiest way to get a price reduction out of a seller is to do it up front. That comes when you're signing the listing agreement. You write it in the additional terms. You say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I know that you guys feel that we want to go on at a higher price than what we feel the home would be valued at based upon the comparables. So what we're willing to do for you is that we will go on at your selected price for 14 days. On the 15th day, we'll come back together as a team. We'll reevaluate the market if we don't have any contracts in hand or we aren't getting a showing a day. Agreed? Agreed. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Let's move forward. So what you do is you set the expectations, because what people only know what you tell them. So you have to take the stronger frame, the stronger stance there and say, look, I'm a professional. This is what I do. Listen to what I say. I'm here to protect you and guide you and get the biggest and most money out, because usually 80% of the time your first offer is going to be your best offer. So we need to we need to situate you in the marketplace as a value add, not as those guys are a little bit greedy. We don't want that. So that's how you set the framework. That's how you get the sellers to agree to it, because they're getting their way, but you're going to get your way. Hey, if you sell it for a little bit more, rock and roll, let them have the ego boost. You get more money. End of day.
Awesome. So, all right. So first of all, great response to that. What about if, just quickly, if you were in a situation where you didn't set your expectations up front, like how do you kind of go back and salvage that with, let's say you actually legitimately thought you had the home price correctly. Now you find out the market's softer than you thought, the comparables really aren't holding up for whatever reason. How do you go back to the seller now 2 or 3 weeks into a listing and get a price reduction then when you thought you did have it priced correctly?
Well, you have to take ego out of it. There is no ego in this business. A lot of agents, they figure, well, you know what? I'm always right. I'm the best agent. I price my homes perfectly. But what you can't control, you cannot control the market. We all saw that in 2007 when the market was good, bottom dropped out. Yeah. Okay. Things change and they shift all the time. So go back and say, hey, look, guys, you know what? Based upon the comparables at that time, this is the price we truly thought would be the right price. Something has shifted in the marketplace. I believe it's blank, blank, blank. You give them an explanation. You show them what's changing. You show them that there's price reductions. You show them what's moving in the market. They're not alone, that they're not an anomaly, and that you are not a fool. Oh, God, we picked an agent who can't do their job. No. It's not that at all. It's the fact that something changed. And just bring the proof, show them the numbers. And the funny thing is about the human psyche is the fact that when I just talk to you, your brain automatically kind of disregards what I'm saying. But if I'm saying something and I'm writing it or showing it in writing, your brain will automatically believe me more. So that's why you bring the comparables. You just don't tell them, well, yeah, the one down this street and the one down at that street and this one over here. They're like, yeah, whatever, dude. I just want to know, what's my house going? You're like, that's what I'm saying. Show them the paperwork. Then tell them at the same time. That should alleviate any pain or problems you may have with them at that point.
Yeah, and that's a great tip for any situation in anytime you have to persuade someone of anything. Show is always better than tell.
Always better than tell. That's why we do Google Hangouts, because then you guys get to see us.
That's right. Exactly. All right. So let's get into the main topic of the day, and we're excited about this one. So we're going to spend some time and really go deep, and we're going to talk about the 3 phases. So obviously you've got before the open house, you've got the event itself, and then you've got your post kind of open house follow-up and those different activities that go on after the open house. Let's get into the high tech and high touch as it applies to all three phases of the open house game. So Greg, walk me through the preparation for an open house, just from the salesmanship, the high touch side, and what you would do to prepare the sellers, what you do to prepare the house, just the basic 101s of getting ready for an open house.
Okay, so your basic 101s to get for getting ready for an open house. It doesn't happen on Sunday, guys. It's probably going to happen during the week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere in that point. But you need to also, in the beginning of the week, you need to get some cards out. Do about 250 cards right around that property, letting them know it's going to be a Sunday open house. You know, promoting the fact that, hey, you're a good agent, you got the listing, inviting them to come by. If you want to, you can send those 250 cards and give an exclusive neighbor-only invite to an open house that they can come to by themselves without being outsiders. It makes them feel good, and you run that from 12 until 1. So then they can stay longer if they want to. Then you go old school, go out there and do the door knocking, guys. Go meet these neighbors and show them, invite them in person. Say, hey, look, we're gonna have an open house on from 1 to 4. We're doing an exclusive for the neighbors from 12 to 1. We're gonna have some food provided for you by a lender or by our insurance guy. Come on by. So we have our mailers, we have our doors. This thing had better be in the paper. If you guys still use the paper, it better be online promoting the fact that it's going to be open house. Because when I do a lot of open houses, I always ask people, and this will be a script we talk about later, and it's going to be the, did you guys find us through the web, from our signs, or did your agent send you? And you might want to hang on to that script. It's very powerful. Okay, so you got the prep ready. The cards are out. You did the doors. You're going to print out some nice flyers, and you're going to show up early, guys. Do not show up late. Last Sunday, when I showed up to my open house, I showed up 20 minutes early. I had literally had a car follow me to the house. Okay, I picked up a buyer for about $1.7 million because I was there early. And their words to me were, "Hey, wow, look at you. You're aggressive. You're here early." So show up early, guys. Go that extra distance. Now, the day of, put out as many signs as you can. Okay, don't go skimping on the signs. If you could get by having 4 out, put 8 out, put 12 out, every intersection you can, because it's free advertising for you. I mean, come on, people, it's branding for you. And if they drive around, other people, when they see the signs, they're going to think you have more than just one open house. It's psychological, but it's powerful, because if people see you everywhere, it's repetition. Why do you guys think of Coca-Cola or McDonald's? It's not because they make the best food or the best drinks. It's because they're everywhere. So be omnipotent, be everywhere. So that's kind of where you want to prep for an open house, Matt.
Okay. So let's talk about from the perspective of high tech. So what are some of the things that you would do? How would you use video, for example, to get your, just drive traffic to the open house to let people know?
Guys, I did this last week. I shot it was a 43-second video. And anyone who wants to go to Greg McDaniel's Facebook page, go take a look at it. I posted it there. Last time I checked, I had 776 views. Guys, I literally took my phone. Where's my phone? Here's my phone. Took this thing, I turned it around, and I shot a video with it for 43 seconds, and it went viral. Because then what I did is I posted, I tagged my team, all my team members. And if you don't have a team, that's okay. Tag your clients, tag your clients' children, tag everybody you possibly can in this video. Tag your brokerage, tag your lender, tag everyone you can that's appropriate. Because once that goes out to their feed, their friends see it. Right? Then you take that video and you send it over, because you can probably house it in YouTube, or you can email it to them. Then you send it to your sellers via email. Go, hey, if you guys want to send this out to any of your friends or family via email and let them know we're having an open house, that would be really great. It would help us get more traffic, help them maybe get a higher price. I cannot tell you how many calls I got, how much interaction I had with that. It was a very powerful tool, and it took me 43 seconds. Mm-hmm. And you can post that out to everything else on under the sun as well. Like different, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus, all these places.
Yeah. A couple of good places would be Google Plus, because if you're getting reviews, hopefully like you should be from your clients, hopefully they're leaving you some reviews on Google Plus, because that's going to get continually more and more important as the years go by. So that's a great place to put those videos and put some content, and which gets out to everybody that's in your circles. On LinkedIn, the interesting thing about LinkedIn, me and Greg were just talking about before we went on the air, is that LinkedIn does not do anywhere near as much filtering out of your content as Facebook does. So if somebody likes your page, your real estate page on Facebook, and you post something to that Facebook page, maybe 5%, and probably that will continue to go down. Maybe 5% of folks will see that, and then maybe if they interact with it in some way, Facebook might show it to some other folks. On LinkedIn, at least right now, that's not the case. So if you put something up on LinkedIn and people are connected to you on LinkedIn, they're going to see it. It's going to roll across their timeline as long as they're on at that time, or if they go back and review it later, it will show up. So it's not anywhere near as filtered out. So those are two really good platforms to put up those types of videos or announcements or whatever the case is. So you've got your like a preview video for your open house. Now, talk to me, Greg, about the idea of going out and filming the neighbors, getting their opinion on what it's like to live in the neighborhood, or maybe even doing that at that neighbors only section of the open house.
Right. So twofold. You could either, when you're doing the door knocking, if you decide to do that, what you would do is you go and take your camera with you or your phone, and if you have a good interaction with folks and you want to talk to them, you just say, hey, would you mind giving me just a few tips on what you like about this this neighborhood, so I can show the right family or the good buyer that you want to have as a neighbor. What can we do? Would you go on camera? If they don't want to do it, then ask them to do it at the neighbor only open house, so you can actually be filming in the home. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because if you have a buyer coming from out of the area and they don't know the neighborhood, I had a couple of families come through there moving from Texas to get closer to their kids here in Danville, and he's like, well, where's Sycamore? And that's the neighborhood we were in. I'm like, you're in it, you're standing in it. And he's like, oh, okay, I wish I had video, to go out and do it. Unfortunately, it was raining before our open house on Sunday, so like all week it was really weird. But I wish I could have had that. And it's powerful because then you can post those up on your different Facebook pages and your other social networks as well to show the power of the different neighborhoods and put it on your YouTube channel. So many people want to know about the areas that they're moving into. I did a video, two videos, one about, it's called the Iron Horse Trail. It's a running, walking trail here. And then one about the high school that I went to called San Ramon Valley High School. I have over like 370 views on my San Ramon Valley High School clip because people, when they move into the area, want to know about the schools. So just keep that in mind. All these videos, guys, you can use in multiple different venues and multiple times. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boost your credibility. I mean, just having that stuff on your social media feed, even if you don't get a ton of interaction, it at least positions you as someone that's out there. They know, it's like that little poke of, hey, I'm in real estate. Not only that, but I'm not like searching or seeking out business desperately. I'm actually out here working. Like, this is a video of a home that I'm actually listing, and I'm sitting in an open house to sell it, as opposed to, hey, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell real estate? Shoot me a message on Facebook. So it's a better way of positioning you and kind of poking people on social media to let them know that you're in real estate and that you're doing well. Let's talk about just on the YouTube. I want to touch on that briefly, Greg. Part of the reason why you get those types of views on a video like that is, number one, it has to be very, very specific in the title right up front. And so I think like if I remember right, it was like the title of your video is like San Ramon Valley High School or something like that. Am I remembering that?
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, when they search for that, Google is, if they search for it on video, number one, there's not a lot of people obviously that know how to title their videos correctly on YouTube. So if you do, and to put the keyword people are most likely to be searching for right up front in your video title, and then put the rest of the title after that, you have a much better chance of being found and stumbled onto YouTube. And then if there's not a lot of great specific content online in general, Google might even serve up your video in the first 2 or 3 pages of just the regular web results, which is insane. Because if you have a video up there and there's nobody else is doing a video on that neighborhood, you have a pretty good chance of somebody stumbling onto it either on YouTube or just in the regular search results. And we see that with, when I was at Viral, we see that with the clients that know how to really go after those specific areas. So anyway.
Well, here, Matt, here's another idea. If you guys don't want to get any interviews directly from a homeowner or anything like that, something else you can do is simply drive the neighborhood with your phone on your dash, talking about the neighborhood, ending the video, turning the camera to the house and say, this is where we're going to be on Sunday from 1 to 4, blah, 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 address, a yakety schmackety neighborhood. Come on by can't wait to see you. That's a very non-invasive, easy to do, educational, video that can be used for promotions.
Yeah. And that ties in with, I was going to go into like the community blog. If you're running a blog for that neighborhood and it's part of especially if it's part of your farm area, which is amazing to coordinate those things. So you take a listing in your farm area, you want to run your neighborhood blog for that farm, and you want to put up a post, and that video is something great to put up there, Greg, but you put it up on your community blog, a video about that open house that also talks about the neighborhood and would genuinely be useful to somebody that stumbles onto that and is curious about that neighborhood. So that video goes up on your blog, and then you promote that blog post on your social media channels, and it positions you as hey, I run a blog for this neighborhood. I'm an expert and a specialist in this neighborhood. I'm not just random real estate agent that helps anybody everywhere to sell anything at any price.
Yeah, totally true. And a lot of people try to be well, I'm not going to use the word, but they try to run around and sell real estate in all different types of places. Become a niche marketer, show the value of you in the specific neighborhoods. So anyways, moving forward.
All right. So Greg, talk to me about when you're door knocking or meeting people in advance of the open house. You know that you're going to do some videos. You know you want to promote this on social media, maybe remind people by email. What's a good way to get somebody's email address when you're out there meeting people in person?
You do your door knock, and there's something different about the flyer, guys. Don't have the picture of the front of the home on the flyer. Everybody knows what the front of the house looks like, okay? Show them something different, the backyard, the kitchen, the master bedroom, something that's like the best photo, one of the biggest intriguing points. Make them want to come see the rest of it, right? So put it on there, tell them what's going to be, oh, you're invited to an open house on Sunday from 1 to 4, this date, here's a photo of the master bedroom or the kitchen or whatnot. And then when you're talking to them, it's going to be drawing some interest. You say, you know what, hey, Matt, what we do is we have a community blog. And I would love for you to be a part of this and get the updates. We're going to do this regularly. What's your best email address? And then, things you're bringing value to them. And it's a community blog. It's not like you're going to be emailing them every single day. You're going to see that a lot of people are going to want to give you the email addresses. So try it next time. I dare you to try it, and hey, hit us back. Let us know how it went.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. Let's talk about on just continuing on the social media and the tech side of getting ready for the open house. So Greg, you mentioned when we were kind of prepping for the show, there's a few things as an agent you need to do to make sure that it gets syndicated correctly and shows up on some key websites as being open. If you want to explain that real quick.
Yeah, it's for at least our MLS. What we do is we go in, and our team manager will then make sure that it is promoted and the button is clicked saying that we are going to be open on Sunday, so that it will go out to Redfin, Trulia, Zillow, all those other major portals that all your customers and our customers are viewing it in, that it will be shown as open. I don't know how you guys feel about Redfin, but it is a pretty darn good site when it comes to the interactions. I use it when I'm out and about, and that's where a lot of people are going. So if you need to go on there manually and make sure that it's open, do whatever you can to make sure that it's shown on Redfin as an open house. It's about a 50-50 split between on how people are finding you.
Yeah. And yeah, I was going to say, like in your area, and of course you're in the Bay Area, Redfin is huge. You found, I mean, you told me that when you're asking people that script about how they found out about the open house, somewhere between 50 and 60% of people were finding it on Redfin.
Yeah. It was insane. It was insane.
So yeah, so make sure that you do your due diligence. Whatever, Redfin may not be as big in your area, but some of the other either syndication site, or there may be a niche site, there may be a community site, there may be a specific weekly newspaper where you can advertise things like that, or at least get it online. But wherever people in your area are going to check for open houses, whether it's Redfin or not, figure out what it is and make sure that you do what it takes to get your open house up on that. Let's talk about other technologies for the prep part of it. So talk to me about like Vulcan 7, Mojo, just making calls to promote the open house.
Okay, so Vulcan 7 is a triple dialer or multi-line dialer. Mojo is a triple line multi-line dialer. I use Mojo prolifically. All right, I've done over 70,000+ phone calls through that thing in the last 2 years. It's a moneymaker. Okay, I'm telling you right now. We just closed a $3 million deal because I was doing Mojo calls, cold calls. Anyways, besides that, the way you do it is you just go in with Mojo. You're going to go in, identify the home, and then map around it, and then just call through. With the 3 lines at 4 rings per line, I can do 125 phone calls an hour. So you can really maximize your time by just utilizing some technology, guys. I love the system. You can put people in different categories and get back to them and stuff. But just use the dialers. Don't go old school. You just pay the money and just do it. You'll thank me. Trust me.
Yeah. And just a quick aside, I have to mention this. Greg, how much is your time worth for an hour of prospecting?
Mojo. I'm worth $1,200 an hour on Mojo. Nice. That's like I just beat up doctors. That's
right.
And attorneys.
Oh, who needs them anyway? I mean, you're out there saving lives and helping people, right?
Who needs to cure cancer? No, right. As long as you get to make cold calls.
All right, I have something that I noticed that I haven't heard a ton about it, and it may not be available in every area, but I heard one top agent talking about using Cole Realty Resource to pull cell phone numbers by area. And so that may be an option depending on where you're at, depending on whether the numbers turn out to be good. I don't know much about the company. I just know that one top agent in the Northeast uses them a lot, and so to make their circle prospecting calls. So rather than going into Mojo and looking for landlines necessarily, they'll use this service, Cole Realty Resource, to pull actual cell phone numbers. So for what that's worth, that may be something to check out depending on your area. So
cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
All right, so let's we're already 25 minutes in. Let's get into the actual like the neighbors only open house, and then transitioning into the regular open house. So let's go back to high touch. Let's go back to the classic salesmanship stuff. Somebody shows up to the open house. First of all, I'm assuming you should probably not sit back in your seat and just let them walk in. Like,
no.
let's cut Greg loose a little bit on do this, do not that for real estate agents. How about that?
Oh God, okay, guys, let's break it down. Let's get real here. When you are at an open house, you are getting interviewed. So you better show up and better be ready to play. Don't come in hungover. Don't come in stinking. Don't come in undressed. Show up, dress up like you're ready to make this thing happen. Because I'll tell you one thing, all those nice buyers that are coming through, there's a good chance that they are also sellers, and they are interviewing you the second they walk through that front door. It happened to me Sunday. Two of the people that came through were neighbors, and they both came up to me and they said, you know what, please stay in touch with us. I like how you're running this open house. And that's another $1.1 million, $1.1 million or more homes just from doing that. So here, we'll just start in the beginning. Matt, do you want me to go through like the entire process of the open house, or do you want me just to talk about how to greet folks? What do you want me to do?
Well, we'll start there. A quick question on that point about people coming through and being potential sellers. What about having something there that talks about your marketing plan for that specific home and what you're doing that you can show people that might be a potential seller?
I'm sorry, you broke up for me 1 second. Run that past me again.
What about having something there with you, some type of material, flyer or whatever that talks about the marketing plan that you run for half the home? Okay.
So I have a good friend that works in one of our offices, and she's a master marketer. She's just absolutely fantastic at it. And I saw one of her booklets. Guys, create some sort of booklet, some sort of piece of paper, some sort of something that highlights you, highlights your successes, highlights your team, shows them that you're professional. Use bold colors, use the KISS theory, keep it simple, stupid. Don't go into the weeds with them. Give them a takeaway that they can go take, and it's going to be something positive. They'll be like, oh wow, this person's really, really cool. I like how they marketed themselves. We have ours being in final production right now. We should have ours up pretty soon. I can't wait to get it out there. But if you don't have anything right now, guys, just bring a sheet about your brokerage. Bring a sheet. If you've never sold a house before in your life and you're a week into the business, I met a young lady like that yesterday on brokerage tour. Take something about your brokerage. Show what your brokerage is doing. That way they get a feeling of success, not just like, oh, here's the new girl, here's the new guy. We don't know what they do. Well, you know what? X, Y, and Z brokerage is really a powerful brokerage, and this is what they bring to me and my family. That's what you should have there at all times. Minimum, guys, minimum. Have a business card. You should have a ton of business cards. You should give business cards away like they're candy to every single person that walks through the open house. If you don't have something like that, have something like this. So if everyone can see that, that is a Forbes Mill $25 gift certificate. And what I do is I give that to every single person that comes through my open house as a thank you gift for showing up. That cost me 38 cents. All right. I don't have to pay the 25 bucks, just 38 cents. And now that's something valuable on top of what you're going to show them about the brokerage. Very powerful.
Very cool. All right. So I just had to mention that because I think it's probably difficult for buyers to come through and they meet someone in the context of you showing a home. And I think it's sometimes hard for them to make that transition of, you can also list my home.
Yes.
You know, you're not just there to help me buy something. People do not do the mental shit. Like, they meet you in one context. I think they have an issue sometimes making that mental bridge of, I do not just help people buy homes. I am a marketing professional and I help get homes sold.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. Here's my successes in this area. Here's my successes in helping people find their home. I can help you with both. And it'd be nice to have something there that shows both sides.
Oh yeah, I was actually out at a lady's house the other day, a prospect for selling the home, and when I was talking to her, it was my second visit out there because she's impossible to get on the phone. So I drive out like 20 minutes out to her house because I want to sell this stinking house. And she turned to me on the second visit when I was walking away. She's like, "Hey, by the way, do you just list homes, or do you do like help people buy homes too?" And I'm like, "No, we're a full service team." I gave her the whole thing. I'm like, "Yeah, we help people buy and sell. Why? Why do you ask?" She's like, "Well, because we're gonna need help, buying a new home, and my father's always looking for investment flips." I'm like, "Wow,
jackpot!"
Yeah, cha-ching. No, but so I was able to procure a consistent buyer and a buy sell just by answering the question. So be prepared for that and let them know that you do that. Matt has a great point on that.
Yeah, cool. All right, so let's get into greeting people at the open house. And then, Greg, I want you to go into how to qualify them on whether they're working with an agent, qualify them on kind of their motivation, urgency, what they're looking for, and how you determine whether you want to try to go after them as consider them a buyer lead, a qualified buyer lead.
Okay, number one, guys, remember, you're on stage, you're on point, be moving around. But when you see someone come up, don't go run and hide in the kitchen. Like, oh my God, there's someone coming. What do I do? Like, what am I going to say? Am I going to screw up? What do I say? Should I talk to them? What if they don't talk to me? Don't go through that. Okay. Stand up, put your shoulders back, grab your flyer, go open the door for them, greet them, show them that you're running this thing, and say, "Welcome. Please come into my open house. My name's Greg McDaniel. What's yours?" "Oh, my name's Bob. My name's Sue." "Nice to meet you, Bob. Nice to meet you, Sue." Give them the flyer and then say, "Let me tell you a little bit about the home. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, just under 2,200 square feet, sitting on just under a 10,000 square foot lot. Home hasn't been on the market for 28 years. Very great rate neighborhood. We have a lot of folks here that have been here for a long period of time, and a lot of young families. Where are you guys moving from? Oh, and by the way, how did you find us today? Was it the signs? Was it the internet? Or did your agent send you?" Now, remember I talked about that script earlier? What I just did is I did 2 things that are incredibly powerful for your business. Now, if you're just starting out or you're a veteran, you're going to love this stuff. So I asked them, "Did you find us from the web, those signs, or your agent?" Now, if they say you're going to do with the web and the signs, which of my marketing techniques and tactics is paying off the most? Because if I can qualify one of these, if the signs are just weighing in heavy week after week after week, well, the web isn't doing something. You might want to pick up your advertising site on the web and change it around, and vice versa. If it's like, "Oh, I got it on the web," well, then my signs aren't in the right place, or I don't have enough out there. So you're qualifying. Second off, instead of following someone around the house like a lovesick puppy dog, like, "Hi, can I help you? I want to show you this. I want to show you that. I want to show you this. I want to show you that." And the people are like, "Just go away, you annoying little thing." We have to ask them, "Are you working with an agent?" But you don't ask them like that. You say, "Did your agent send you?" Yeah. Matt Johnson over at ABC Real Estate sent us over." "Hey, that's fantastic." And then the next thing you do is you back off. You don't hustle them for a lead. That's not cool to try to take another person's lead. But you also compliment the other agent. I don't care if you hate them and you want to see them burn in hell. You just say, "You know what? I'm so glad you have representation." Now, I like Matt, and I would compliment and say, "You know what? Matt's one of the best agents that I've ever run into. You are in fantastic hands." Watch how their posture will pick up. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, we like him too." But that word. Okay, so not only does it, you're not going to poach, right? But that word, I guarantee you, is going to get back to Matt. "Hey, Matt, we ran into this agent, Greg McDaniel, over this open house, and he really likes you. He said you're a great agent." Matt's going, "Yeah, I am. You know that. All right."
It's about time Greg acknowledged it.
Yeah. Now bow down, people. No. But also, if in regards to picking up people, if I ran into Matt, let's say he's in my same brokerage or he's in another brokerage and I saw him on tour, I'd say, "Hey, Matt, your buyers came through on Sunday, man. Did you get a chance to talk to them?" You want to give back to them. You want to say, "Hey, here's a heads up. It's a professional courtesy. I want to make sure that you reach out and you know what your clients are doing." That's a big one that like a lot of the top producers in our area do that. And that's the quality of the agent you want to spend a lot of time with, because they're actually not greedy. They're not trying to poach on you, because there's other agents that I know that will try to steal the clients right out from under you. So be the quality agent.
Yeah. Okay. So let's you want to shift a little bit over to the high tech side of the actual open house itself.
So you want to talk about kind of how to do videos and everything else in the open house?
Yeah. So the couple of ideas that you kind of mentioned to me that you've done before or will be doing. Number one was a virtual tour, which you can either do with your phone or you can do like with a video camera on a Steadicam mount. And then you brought up a really good point, which I wanted to make sure that people get, which is a smart lav microphone. And this is something that we've used in the past with my video work with viral marketing. This is like a $60 little microphone. It's you can get it on Amazon. It's by a company called Rode, RODE. And it's something that plugs right into your smartphone, and it's a lapel microphone, just like you see a newscaster wear. It just clips to your lapel. But it runs into your phone. You can use a standard voice recording utility on any phone. The iPhone has one. All of your Android phones will have one. So you can literally just record your video and record that audio in with that little smart lav microphone, so that you don't get the echo. And this is something you pointed out, Greg. I mean, if there's hardwood floors in that house and you're recording a video directly into your phone, the echo on that is going to be horrible.
Oh, it's going to be like, this is the master, kitchen, bedroom. Yeah. You know, you don't want that stuff. You want to come high quality audio. It makes the difference in high quality picture. All of us have got a high definition camera on our smartphones. But so like some of you that are watching this right now, you know, you were doing something, then you got the email that we sent out like, hey, we're going live right now. Click in, you know, watch this. Do the same thing, guys, right before your open house. Get out front of that house and do like, hey guys, we're going to be doing open house today from 1 to 4. We're starting it right now. Don't forget to come by. We got a free sandwiches or a free whatever, do something like that to encourage the latecomers to show on up, or the people who wanted to go, but life got in the way and they totally forgot. And then you can continue, you post that up, and then you go into the home, and this is, you record room by room, or you show the highlights of the house. And then you post it a little bit later, say, hey, any of you all missing from the open house right now, here are some of the highlights. And if you don't want to do video, do a series of photos and show them what's happening right now in their at the open house. Yeah.
And then a great idea that you had was to do like a wrap-up video that you can send to the sellers. And that's getting a little bit into the post as far as when you would send it. But as when you would shoot it would be towards the tail end of the open house. It'd be great to get footage of people actually like touring the house, so that the time when the most people are in the house would be the ideal time to take just a quick 10 or 15 second panorama shot of all kinds of buyers walking through their home and send it to the seller.
Absolutely. And then you save that. And then in your type on your text or email, whatever you're going to send the video through, just give them the breakdown of exactly how many people came through. Okay, we had 45 groups, we had 3 showings, we had 2 previews, all of these different things. And then they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. This guy really knows what he's doing. But I want to
makes everything easier. Asking for price reductions. I mean, them knowing that you're doing your job on the marketing side makes everything else smoother.
Oh, 100%. And what it also does, guys, you're communicating consistently with sellers. One of the biggest complaints that people have is to the fact that, you don't communicate enough, or in their language, or in any other way, shape, or form. It's been a big problem with agents. Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, I was fortunate that before I even took any listings, I had already heard that, and like regular structured weekly communication. So when I had seller clients, I literally had a day, like Tuesday night, I had an appointment with every single one of them to talk to them and update them on what we were doing to get their home sold. So I never dealt with that. Right off the bat, I avoided that whole objection, and it worked great for me.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%. I want to go back really quickly though, to something we were talking about. Remember when we were talking about the intro, how we're getting them into the house, the qualifying questions that I asked them?
Yeah.
Another thing that I do, guys, if you've never done an open house or you're going to start doing more of them, is those of you who don't know me, I'm a 6'5" guy that weighs about 225, 235 pounds. I'm not a small human, right? And so what I do is I kind of block off one direction. and anyone who's smaller can do the same thing. It's just you want to funnel them a certain way if you can, and then casually go back around the other direction and just to happen to meet them in the kitchen or living room or any other part of the house, wherever you're trying to funnel them to. And you can start doing the Ford script: family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. You can ask them the simple questions we always ask them. So where are you folks coming from? We're coming from the peninsula. No kidding. What? Let me guess. Are you guys moving over here for the schools or for the weather? Come up with something for your area that would work. Because what you're trying to do is try to draw information out of them without being pushy, without being salesy, without being scripted. It's just a way for you to start a dialogue with them. Because ultimately, what you're really there to do, guys, is pick up buyers. Let's be real honest. There's only about a 3% chance you're going to sell that home at that open house. So start understanding where these people are coming from, and then giving them the space to go enjoy the home. Don't smother them. Don't be the lovesick puppy dog. Don't follow them around with big old eyes going, "Hi, you're my new buyer. Want to work with me?" No, that's desperation is a stinky cologne or perfume, or however you want to say it. But you want to build the trust, and you have to understand and know when to ask for their information. You have to be given them enough value for them to want to give you something in return. So that goes to being said, you don't just know about this one home. You need to know about what sold down around the corner. You need to know what's been going on in the neighborhoods. You need to say, tell them some good hot spots in the cities to go do. What's the market like? What are your predictions if they're asking? There's a neighbor that sold down the street on the other end of the corner, actually, the week before us, and I called them up and I'm like, "Hey, agent so-and-so, hey, can you tell me what you guys got on your sale of your home?" He's like, yeah, why? I'm like, because I got one coming up over here on the corner as well, and I'm trying to price this thing to make it effective. He's like, "Oh, okay," and he told me the number, 7 offers, and he got over, a large amount over his listing price. So I now knew how to price it. That's another little tip. I know what the actual realistic comp was. We priced ours just in between him and where they ended up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm giving you this good news right now, man. You got to consider me on the offer side. You got to give me a little preference." I'm like, "Not a problem, Tom. You got it, buddy." So I built rapport. We had some banter. It was fun. But yeah, so that's a couple of tips.
Cool. I want to jump in there on a couple of things that I've noticed from top agents. So there's a guy in Atlanta who makes calls as well. And obviously it's great to call the owners of the homes that sold recently. What he does also is he'll call any agent that sold a home within 5% of the list price within 5 miles of that home, and see if they have does somebody make an offer on that home that didn't get accepted? Do they have any other buyer inquiries that he could follow up with that were generated by that house that sold? And so he follows up with agents to make contact there.
Yeah, that's huge. I hope you guys all just got that, because what Matt just told you was an absolute nugget, because that other listing agent, they can't do anything with those other buyers. Hey, Matt, I know you had 7 offers, man. You can only take 1. Would you be willing to give me the names of the other agents that made offers? And then you have built-in buyers already right there. Call these people. Hey, you guys find something. You find something. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I have another one just like the home coming up. Really? Can I preview it before? Absolutely. That shows, strength in the market between the agents. And it also shows that other agent's not going to love you because you just made them look like a rock star in front of their clients.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. All right. So let's, a couple more things on the technology side for the preparation and into actually putting on the open house. So I want you, Greg, to talk about in a second what you guys do as far as the format and the structure of when you put a home on the MLS, do your open house, stop taking offers, etc. I wanted to share a couple of things from top agents around the country. There's a husband-wife team on the East Coast, and what they do is they put the home, they'll spend about a month getting the home ready, first of all. Then the home hits the MLS on a Wednesday morning, but they do not allow showings until the first Saturday. Then the actual open house is that Sunday. And the goal is to drive and funnel all of the showings into that first weekend when the house shows its best, get multiple offers either that day or within the next couple weeks, and then shut it down. Just accept an offer and move on. The home sells in 2 weeks. So they spend like this inordinate amount of time, a month to 45, maybe 60 days, getting the home ready, getting it pre-marketed, talking to all the neighbors, making calls, doing mailings before it hits the market, and then hopefully they just blitz it out. There's a guy in San Diego that does something similar who has a team that will make up to 300, 400, 500 calls to the neighbors in that area to let them know that an open house is coming. And they do the same thing. So it's like a 5-day blitz leading up to an open house on Sunday. The goal is to stuff all the showings into a 3-hour window and get the offers on the table that Sunday night.
Yeah, that's fantastic stuff. We put a little bit of a twist to it, but before I kind of go into what we do and how we do ours, guys and gals on this call, on this Google Hangout, you need to be a one-stop shop, because fortunately this last home we just sold, it was crystal perfect, immaculately clean. I mean, it was unreal how they keep their house. But a lot of homes, like a couple homes we're going to be bringing on next week, they're not like that. And like Matt was saying, you need to take some time to get this thing prepped. If it's got some funky, wall colors, get a painter in there. If the deck's in disarray, get the deck fixed or removed. If you got to paint the house, whatever you got to do, get it ready. It's going to make a difference in their bank account. So if it's like a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 out of their pocket initially, if they have the money, naturally, of course, have them spend it, because you look at the cost versus reward. Be the consultant. Show them, hey, you spend X, Y, and Z, you're going to get, all this over here. So be a one-stop shop. You have vendors. If you don't have vendors, talk to top producers in your area and get the list, or go to your brokers, get the list of people, preferred vendors, and start doing that. Okay. Got that part.
Okay.
Now,
so
now let's talk about prep. So we already talked about how to, when we bring a home on, what we do is we bring it on. Our tour day is on Thursday. So we bring our our home on Wednesday night, afternoon. We have a broker's tour catered with a lender for food on Thursday, get a lot of people through. Now, if they're able to show it from Thursday afternoon on until Sunday. Now, traditionally we take offers Monday at 5. Now, all the other agents we have in the MLS and everything else, they know this. They talk to us. We get disclosure packets out. Also, you guys should have disclosure packets filled out. You should have at least a home inspection done, if not more, maybe even a roof or a termite, because what you're doing is you're pre-negotiating for your client. And that's the most important thing. People look like, man, I don't want to spend the money on this. Aren't the buyers going to do this? Yes, they are, Matt. They absolutely are going to do it. But let me explain something to you. We're going to spend about $500 to $700 on inspections. That is going to protect you in case we find something that we weren't anticipating. Now, let me give you an example of this. The $3 million home, that was immaculately clean. Guess what, guys? They opted not to get a termite report. We got an $8,000 termite report come back on us from the buyers when they did the inspections, from dry rot and everything else. And you would never know it. But if we had gotten that inspection done prior to, if they had let us do it, then we would have been able to pre-negotiate that or get it fixed, so it wouldn't have been an issue or a stumbling block. See what I'm saying here?
And also, you would have been fixing it under what, a week time crunch? Week and a half, maybe?
Yeah. Getting it done, or if it was in the process of getting it done, so you can't show a house for a day where we're taking care of termites. You don't tell people that, but we're getting work done. But so get the disclosures done, guys, as well. Let people know everything about this house, because if they go into writing an offer very confident this house has everything they want, there's nothing, I call it a greenhouse eating monster that's associated with this home, they're going to want to write more at a higher price or better terms because they have higher confidence.
Yeah. Now I want to make sure we cover something that was really key before we get into like the format and follow up. We've got about 15 minutes left. Just real quickly, how do you get people like lenders and insurance people to chip in and pitch them on showing up to an open house and paying for catering and things like that for an open house?
Okay, so let's go one by one. Lenders, they want to meet buyers. Buyers want to see a home and meet a good real estate agent and get pre-qualified by a great lender. Guys, we all need each other. Get them over there. The lender be happy to do it. They've been doing it for eons. They're going to do it no matter what, because this is a target-rich environment. All right. They don't have to go out there and do cold calls or do follow-ups or buy leads. These people are voluntarily coming to them. And I bet you anything, the vast majority of these buyers are not pre-qualified and they don't have a lender. So that's the lender, and say, look, dude, I'm going to give you an opportunity to come to be at my open house. Let's say it's a nice day out, right? Hey, and the seller lets you use the barbecue. let's bring some dogs and some burgers from Costco. Let's do a quick little barbecue. Probably cost them 25 to 40 bucks max for everything. But what you're doing is you're making your environment sticky. Okay, you're making it. You want people to stick around. Hey, have a hot dog, or the kid looks at his dad. Dad, I'm hungry. You get a hamburger or something in the back. But then you get to talk to him. You get to start building that relationship over food. Traditionally, where's the most congregated area in the house? It's the kitchen. It's about food. So go back to the primal instincts of people and start giving them that opportunity. Second off, now why would you have a home insurance guy there or gal? Well, because they want to give a bid on a home insurance. We have one of our guys. He puts up flyers. He has all kinds of stuff in the house, and people look at it, and they go, "Wow, for $1,079,000 home, it's only I think it's like 45 bucks a month to insure it. Oh wow, it's not as expensive as I thought it was." Again, it's taking down that barrier, that fear, that blockage from someone moving forward, and it's very effective. I mean, Gary said he'd have no problem about doing it more often. I have a buddy, Sean, that wants to come down into this marketplace, and he's like, dude, that's the greatest 40, 50 bucks ever spent. So go talk to someone. If you don't know someone, go talk to your insurance broker and invite them in. It's very simple. They are going to want to do it with you. You can even take them door knocking with you to invite the people to the open house and build that relationship there as well.
Very cool. All right. So quickly take us through the format of how you guys run your open houses and when you shut down offers, and then we'll get into follow-up.
So the way that we run the open house is we open up at 1 for the general public. We have a free-flowing scenario until 4 o'clock, pretty standard stuff. Now, guys, this is where it really comes in. At 4 o'clock, that person is going to be pulling up at 4:01 going, "Oh my God, we're running late. Can we please see the house?" Now, I can tell you it has happened more often than not that is either going to be a great buyer for you or they end up buying the house. It's the Murphy's Law of real estate. So if someone comes screeching in at 4:05, let them in. But be honest, hey, look, guys, we're closing down the house, but you're welcome to come in. Please come in. Let's talk. How can I help you? Be open and be forthcoming. And then to say, hey, look, you know what? We're going to be looking at offers Monday at 5. Are you working? Who's your agent? Oh, we don't have an agent. Fantastic. We'd love the opportunity to represent you. Those are some of the things you need to keep in mind when you're doing open houses.
Cool. All right. So on the follow-up end, well, before we get to that, let me throw in one quick tip for tech. So during the open house, and you had this issue come up here just the other day, like it's pretty typical to have like a sign-in sheet, a registry or something where people write down their information. However, you had what was that? How big was the buyer? How expensive of a home are they looking for? And you can't get a hold of them by email because you can't figure out what they wrote down.
1.2 to 1.7 million, and they have a home to sell.
Oh, that's a lot of that's a couple $1 million in volume there.
Thank you for rubbing that in, Matt. Appreciate that one.
Yeah, that's what I do. Anyway, so I wanted to point out an easy way, hopefully, to get around that. So number one is to have an iPad or a tablet at your open house. And one of the things that you want to do with that, and this doesn't matter whether you have a blog or not, but it's nice if you host this on your blogs, like a neighborhood blog for that area, and have that pulled up on your tablet, because then that builds your credibility. But I wanted to share with you just a really quick way to build a form that you can either just have up or you can embed in your community blog and pull that page of your blog up and have that on your iPad, have your iPad out, and encourage people when they do want to give you their email for follow-up, for information, for questions about the home, or if they want to start getting updates about homes in that area because you're the specialist, direct them, to this form. This is a company called Woofu. This is free for, I believe, up to 3 forms. If you need a bunch more, they have like different plans that you can pay for and get a bunch of forms. But if you just need like a simple form, this is a way to build it online for free. And then at the end, it will spit out a code that you can embed onto a site like your community blog, and you can throw it in a page there. So that's just a quick tech tip. But the most important part is figure out if you need someone in your office to help you, someone is willing, or you can look up online how to use Woofu because it's been around for a while. It's free. For the first few forms. It's really easy to work with. I mean, it's drop dead simple. So figure that out. Have your iPad or tablet with you at the open house. And when people are going to give you their email address, have them give it to you on that form. That way it's the right address.
I could not agree with Matt more on that. I mean, not being able to contact, because literally I went over this guy's email like 100 times. I'm like, that looks like a P, that looks like an M. I'm trying to figure it out, and it's not working. And I went yesterday and signed up for Wufoo myself. I created a page, very easy. And you guys, when you guys build this, do not make them long sheets. No. Make them short. No. Yep. How did you find us? Signs, web, agent. Click one. Contact info, name, phone number, email.
That's done. It. Yeah, don't ask for anything else.
And then I actually added in price so that we know kind of what they're looking at. And then what's your timeline? 1 to 3 months, 4 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months. Boom, done.
Yeah, and that's only if. Now that I would caution you, Greg, against having them fill that out themselves. If you're filling those fields out yourself, and then you turn the tablet around and hand it to them and say, okay, just plunk your name and email and phone number in there, and then I can follow up and get you the information that you need. Like that's if you wanted more information, put the burden on you of checking off those boxes and filling that part of it out, then hand it to them and just give them 3 things: name, email, phone number. Because I've done enough of that stuff with the tablet. It's hard enough sometimes just to get them to navigate around and put their name and email in the right place. So it's
sadly enough, that is so true.
Yes. I mean, you're not always dealing with the sharpest cutting knives in the drawer. It's just that's just the way that goes. So, so talk to me about,
I'm just like reliving my past 15 plus years in real estate.
Doing open houses before your eyes.
I had, here's a funny little story. I had a lady come through an open house last year or the year before, and she was looking at a very nice lady. And I walked up to her, and this is when it comes back to all types, right? And I walked up to her, I put my hand out. I'm like, hi, my name is Greg McDaniel. Welcome to the open house. Did my little gig. And she looked at me. She looked down at my hand. She looked back at me, down at my hand. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I do not shake hands. It is my religion. And she was being dead serious.
Wow.
So right. I'm like, welcome to the home. I'll stay 10 feet behind you. Oh, strange people. Anyways, side notes.
Okay. Follow up. So assuming you get their information correctly, unlike Greg.
He wrote it bad.
All right. So what's the killer way to follow up with someone right after an open house that sets you apart from everybody else, shows that you're the professional, shows that you're the specialist? Let's rock some people's worlds here.
Okay. Even if you guys may think you have a face for radio, doesn't matter. People still want to see you. Okay. So what you do is you take your camera again, guys. I'm going to browbeat you with the whole video thing because it's such a powerful tool. You're going to take a little 15-second clip of like, hey, Matt and Becky, great open house. We had 5 showings. We had 50 groups through, blah, 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 blah. Quick little, breakdown, text message, email that to them that night to give them an update. And by the way, guys, we had a couple of people that followed, that came a little bit late. So I might be here for a little bit more, blah, blah, blah. Boom, send it out, done. Now, let's talk buyers. Now that we've used Wufoo and we can read everything when it comes to emails and phone numbers and everything else, what you want to do is that you want to you can text them and follow up. You can or you can send them an email. Now, I would recommend sending them a video short email. Hey, Matt, it was really great to meet you. I really look forward to working with you and your wife and your family to get you into an area. Let's connect tomorrow. What are a few times that would work best for you? Thanks. Bye. Boom. Send it out and you're going. Have you ever heard of another agent doing that? Because I haven't. And I fully intend on doing that next Sunday when we have an open house on a property that we're bringing on the market in San Ramon. And I will share back with you guys in our next hangout. I'll tell you how it works because I'm pretty sure I'm going to knock some socks off here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a couple ways to do that. Is the direct upload to YouTube to shoot it, and then there's a BombBomb as well. If you're willing to, I think BombBomb is $50 a month or something like that. It's well worth it for all the other stuff that you can do with it. But this is just one application of it because it allows you to shoot a very simple one-to-one video and then immediately email it out, and it embeds it in the email. It's pretty cool stuff. So, Greg, did you find out anything? I know we talked about Periscope a little bit with Twitter. Was there anything that you wanted to say about that, or just refresh, or any of those tech tips we were talking about?
Sure. So Periscope, I'm not sure if you guys know about Periscope. It's a live feed streaming service that Twitter bought. So if you're big into Twitter and everything else, you got some followers, why don't you tell everybody that you're going to have you're going to do a Periscope on your new open house. Basically, it's going to be a virtual open house, right? You're going to be able to, okay, guys, here it is. And, you get your phone up and you're walking around the house, you're showing them the house and everything else, and then encourage them to get back to you. Here's my information. Now, is it going to talk to everybody that's going to be working right in the areas that you're going to be working in? I don't know, probably not, but who cares? What if Bob from, Philadelphia, has a friend moving out to your area and you guys are friends via Twitter for whatever reason? Guys, it's just another medium to talk to people and show them value, show them that you're tech savvy. People in this area need to know that. Well, in the Bay Area, where it's like we're the tech bed over here, but it's spreading throughout the country that they need to have extra value for their real estate agent. Quick little fun little tech tip for you, not tip, but where you should be spending time. In 2013, 60% of the people who went to interview or kind of do research on their real estate agent went to their website. 2014, 77% of them went to their Facebook page. So be aware of that, and that stat has probably changed since then. But you know what? Start getting with the times, guys. But Periscope's pretty cool. It's free. Take a look at it if you're into Twitter. I'm not, but I thought it would be a cool thing for someone who is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can always tie that into Facebook and promote it on Facebook to go check it out over here or whatever the case is. So even if you're not a big active Twitter user, it's definitely something to give a try, because it does present you as tech savvy, which people perceive as being important, even though real estate still tends to be an old school business outside of the initial buyer search. So even if we don't believe it's a very tech heavy industry, the perception is you have to be tech savvy in order to succeed.
You do. So, okay. So let's check this out, Matt. You talked about Refresh. Any of you that's watching right now or watching the replay or anything else, if you have not heard of Refresh, it's an app, or you can go to their site. It is like the super stalker app, but in the most positive way. So what you do is you log into it, you sign up, create a free account, and then you connect all your social networks to it. What it does is it goes and it looks at what everybody's doing, and you can search anybody in your social network. So I type up Matt Johnson. What has Matt been up to? Oh, he's done this. He got back from a trip from Hawaii. I'm like, oh, sweet. So I'm going to the listing appointment, right? And again, what does everybody like to talk about? Themselves. Go armed with information that you can talk to them about. So, I'm at the interview with Matt. Matt and his wife are sitting there, and I say to them, yeah, my wife and I, we've been looking at going to Hawaii, sometime this year. They're probably going to be like, we just went to Hawaii. And you're going to be like, no way. Tell me about it. And so you just became relatable again, right?
Yeah.
And they can tell you all the stories. They can show you the photos and the videos, and you're sitting there going, that's awesome. That's amazing. What time is it? Okay. Yeah. Keep talking to me. It's something just to keep a conversation going, guys. But check out Refresh. It's really cool. They also send you, I think 3 people a day or 3 people every other day to kind of just give you an update of what they've been up to. Just a cool way to stay up with your friends.
Cool.
So that's your tech tip for staying ahead of the curve.
That's right. All right. Before we wrap things up, do you want to talk a little bit about the High Tech, High Touch Tuesday?
Yes. High Tech, High Touch Tuesday, guys. We're going to be rolling out a program here. Matt and I are going to do a beta test. We're going to be taking, I think we're going to be taking, what do we decide, like 10 agents for our test run out. Sure. And it's going to be every Tuesday at 9. We're going to be doing calls, a group call. We're going to be doing accountability, where Matt and I are going to be doing some coaching. And we're going to be helping you guys refine yourselves. The learning curve that everyone goes through, we're going to shrink that thing dramatically, because you're going to have Matt doing the high tech and showing you how to do a lot of that stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of high touch stuff, and the blend between the two of us, you guys are going to get a tremendous value. And guess what? The cost on this is 0 upfront cost. So, hey, email me or call me. Okay. Call me at 925-855-4186. Again, 925-855-4186. If you're interested, I have 3 people already in there, so we only have a few spots left, guys. So get involved. We are not kidding about this. We only have 10 spots.
Yep. So what I'll do is we're going to set up a conference line that everybody can dial into. So if you're interested in doing that, all you need to do is just let us know that you're interested, and give us a way, either reply back to one of our emails that you got that invited you to this event, give Greg a call, give Greg a text, whatever it takes. Just let us know that you're interested in joining that. Give us your email, so that when I send that email out with the phone number, that you get that email and you know what phone number to dial into, because it's really simple. We're not going to do it over video. It's just audio only, and it's just a phone number everybody can dial into and hang out together and talk some real estate. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting to see how that first one goes. And like Greg said, it's kind of a beta test. We'll see how things progress from there. But other than that is we have hammered as much content. I think we successfully managed to fit the square peg of all the content we wanted to cover into the round hole of an hour.
Just shaved off a few corners of that square peg. But hey, guys, I hope those brought value to you. I hope that, what Matt and I have gone over is going to make your next open house this coming weekend or the following weekend, easier, smoother. You're going to bring able to get more attention and bring more value to both yourself and your clients to get a higher price for the home. So, hey, if you have any comments, thoughts, theories, or concerns, let us know. If there's any topics you want us to cover, email us, call me, whatever you want to do, guys. We're here for you. We want to bring value, but we need to know what you want us to talk about. All right. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Real Estate Uncensored.
See you guys.